Welcome back to Knowledge Panel. Today, we're diving into Iraq, a place you might think you know, but there's so much more beneath the surface. We'll explore ancient tech, legendary wonders, and the human stories that have shaped civilization. Get ready for 10 facts that might just change how you see Iraq. Let's jump in. First up, let's travel back in time to the very origins of civilization itself. When we talk about the dawn of civilization, we're talking about Iraq, ancient Mesopotamia, the legendary land between the rivers, the Tigris and Euphrates. This fertile region, often called the cradle of civilization, is where humanity took its first steps toward building the complex societies we know today. Here, the Sumerians, Akkadians, Babylonians, and Assyrians pioneered the world's very first cities. Places like Uruk and Ur weren't just settlements. They were bustling urban centers, complete with temples, palaces, and marketplaces. These cities became the blueprint for urban life everywhere. This was humanity's greatest upgrade, transforming from wandering nomads into city builders. People gathered together, forming communities that could share resources, ideas, and innovations. Specialization flourished. For the first time, society saw artisans crafting pottery and jewelry, priests leading rituals, rulers organizing the people, and soldiers defending the city walls. Each person had a role, and together, they built something greater than themselves. The Sumerians also invented cuneiform, the world's earliest known writing system. Using reed styluses pressed into soft clay tablets, they recorded everything from trade deals to epic stories. This was a revolutionary leap. Suddenly, knowledge could be stored and shared across generations. Writing meant more than just words. It enabled record-keeping, the creation of laws, and the first forms of data storage. It was the beginning of history as we know it, because now, people could leave a permanent mark. But the innovations didn't stop there. The people of Mesopotamia invented the wheel, revolutionizing transport and trade. They engineered advanced irrigation systems to tame the rivers and grow crops, and they even mapped the stars, laying the groundwork for astronomy. One of their most enduring legacies is the Code of Hammurabi, the world's first major legal code. Carved into stone, its 282 laws covered everything from property rights to family matters, setting the foundation for justice systems everywhere. These innovations, cities, writing, law, agriculture, are the roots of modern life. They shape the way we live, work, and govern ourselves today. Mesopotamia is, quite literally, the cradle of civilization. It's where our shared story truly began. Its legacy is everywhere, from the cities we build to the legal systems that govern us. The echoes of ancient Mesopotamia still shape our world. The world as we know it, our cities, our laws, our very way of life, started right here, in this remarkable land. Iraq's ancient past is the foundation of our present, a reminder of how far we've come and how much we owe to those early innovators. And this is just the beginning of our journey. There's so much more to discover about the wonders and mysteries of ancient Iraq. Let's keep going. Next up, a legendary wonder that has captured imaginations for centuries, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of the 7 wonders, but did they really exist? Ancient writers described lush, terraced gardens watered by ingenious machines built by Nebuchadnezzar for his queen. Yet Babylonian records are silent about them. Some historians think the gardens were actually in Nineveh, built by Sennacherib. Whether real, misplaced, or myth, the mystery of the Hanging Gardens keeps historians guessing, and makes ancient Iraq even more fascinating. Sometimes the legend is as powerful as the truth. Flowing through the heart of Iraq are 2 legendary rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. For thousands of years, these mighty waterways have been the lifeblood of the region, shaping not just the land, but the very course of human history. Without these rivers, the vast deserts of Iraq would remain barren and inhospitable. But thanks to their waters, the land is transformed. Lush fields and thriving farms emerge where only sand once lay. The Tigris and Euphrates made agriculture possible, turning arid ground into a cradle of abundance. The ancient Sumerians were among the first to harness the power of these rivers. They engineered intricate irrigation systems, canals, dikes, and reservoirs to control the flow of water, ensuring crops could grow even in the harshest seasons. Their ingenuity laid the foundation for civilization. With reliable food supplies, people gathered in cities, built temples, and developed trade. Surplus harvests allowed for specialization. Craftsmen, merchants, and scholars flourished. The rivers didn't just feed the people, they fueled the rise of urban life and culture. Acting as natural highways, the Tigris and Euphrates connected distant communities. Boats carried goods, ideas, and people up and down their lengths, linking Mesopotamia to neighboring lands. Trade flourished, and with it, the exchange of culture and innovation. Yet these rivers could be both a blessing and a curse. Seasonal floods brought rich silt but also destruction. Water disputes, over who controlled the flow, sparked conflicts that shaped the region's politics and history. Hydropolitics became a force as powerful as the rivers themselves. Today the Tigris and Euphrates remain vital to Iraq's survival, but they face new threats: climate change, prolonged droughts, and upstream dams that reduce their flow. The struggle for water continues, now more urgent than ever. The fate of these rivers is inseparable from Iraq's own destiny. As their waters rise and fall, so too does the fortune of the people who depend on them. Children play on their banks, cities grow along their courses, and the future of a nation is written in their currents. Geography shapes destiny, and in Iraq, water is everything. The rivers carve the land, sustain life, and define the possibilities of civilization. The story of the Tigris and Euphrates is the story of civilization itself. From ancient ruins to modern cities, their presence is a constant thread through time. Those who control the water have always controlled the land. The ability to direct these rivers has meant the difference between famine and prosperity, between chaos and order. For millennia, this truth has endured. The Tigris and Euphrates are more than rivers, they are the pulse of Iraq and the legacy of all who have called this land home. Iraq's religious landscape is a rich mosaic. Most Iraqis are Muslim, Shia and Sunni, but the country is also home to ancient Christian communities, Yazidis and Mandeans. Baghdad was once the heart of the Islamic Golden Age, while cities like Najaf and Karbala are holy to millions. Assyrian and Chaldean Christians have roots here stretching back 2,000 years. The Yazidis, with their unique faith, and the Mandeans, followers of John the Baptist, add to this diversity. Despite persecution, these communities endure. Iraq's faiths have shaped its culture, art, and identity. This diversity is a reminder. Iraq has always been a crossroads of belief. Many paths, one land. In the Dark Ages, Baghdad's House of Wisdom was the world's knowledge hub. Scholars of all backgrounds gathered to translate and expand on Greek, Persian, and Indian works. They preserved Aristotle, Plato, and more, saving centuries of thought. But they didn't just copy, they innovated. Al-Khwarizmi developed algebra and algorithms here. The Banu Musa brothers engineered early automata. Advances in medicine, astronomy, and chemistry flourished. The House of Wisdom's destruction in 1258 was a tragedy, but its knowledge fueled the European Renaissance. Baghdad was once the world's library, and its legacy endures. Knowledge is global, and Iraq was once its headquarters. The world owes much to this golden age, let's not forget it. In the vast, shimmering wetlands of southern Iraq, the Marsh Arabs, also known as the Madan, have carved out a unique way of life for thousands of years, living in harmony with the Mesopotamian marshes. This watery world, often called the Venice of the Middle East, is a landscape where land and water blend seamlessly, creating a home unlike any other on Earth. Their iconic homes, called mudhifs, are architectural marvels built entirely from reeds harvested from the marshes. Using skills passed down through generations, the Marsh Arabs weave these reeds into soaring arches and intricate patterns, creating cool, welcoming spaces that stand as a testament to their ingenuity and deep connection to the land. Daily life here is inseparable from the water. Families fish from slender canoes, raise sturdy water buffalo that graze on lush reeds, and travel along winding channels that serve as roads. The rhythm of the marshes shapes every aspect of existence, from work to celebration. This vibrant culture is a living link to the ancient Sumerians, preserving traditions, language, and crafts that echo back to the earliest days of civilization in Mesopotamia. But in the 1990s, disaster struck. The marshes were deliberately drained, turning thriving wetlands into cracked earth and forcing countless Marsh Arab families to abandon their ancestral homes. The ecosystem collapsed, and a way of life nearly vanished. After 2003, hope returned with ambitious restoration efforts. Water once again flowed into the marshes, reeds began to grow, and some families made the courageous journey back, rebuilding their mudhifs and reviving ancient customs. Today, the marshes are still under threat from drought, pollution, and development, yet their partial recovery stands as a powerful story of resilience, of both nature and the people who depend on it. Here, nature and culture are deeply intertwined, each sustaining the other. Children play in the water, birds return to nest, and the reeds sway in the breeze, echoing with the sounds of daily life. The Marsh Arabs show us that people and their environment can not only coexist but thrive together, creating a vibrant community rooted in tradition and adaptation. Yet, this floating world remains fragile, its future uncertain. The delicate balance between water, land, and human life can be easily disrupted. Preserving the Mesopotamian marshes means safeguarding a living piece of humanity's shared past. The story of the Marsh Arabs is not over. It continues to unfold, shaped by resilience, hope, and the enduring bond between people and nature. The Lion of Babylon, carved from black basalt standing over a human figure, is a powerful symbol. Its origins are mysterious, but its message is clear: strength, kingship, and resilience. For centuries it's watched over Babylon, surviving wars and time. Today it's a national icon, featured on currency and stamps. The lion represents both ancient glory and modern endurance. It's more than an artifact, it's a touchstone for Iraqi identity. Some symbols outlast empires. The Lion of Babylon is one of them. Iraq's literary tradition is legendary. The Epic of Gilgamesh, written over 4,000 years ago, is humanity's first great story. Poetry flourished in Baghdad's golden age with poets like Abu Nuwas and al-Mutanabi. Poetry was high art, social commentary, and a way to process life. In the 20th century, Iraqi poets pioneered modern Arabic free verse. Even through war and hardship, poetry endures, on al-Mutanabi Street and beyond. The written word is woven into Iraq's soul. Literature is resistance, memory, and hope. In Iraq, poetry is indestructible. The land of poets lives on. Think wine started in France or Italy? Think again. Archaeologists found a 7,000-year-old wine jar in Iraq's Zagros Mountains. Chemical analysis proved it. Ancient winemaking using grapes and tree resin. This could be the world's oldest evidence of wine. The wild grapevine is native here, perfect for early viticulture. Wine was likely used for rituals, medicine, and daily life. Mesopotamia invented beer, but its mountains may have pioneered wine. Next time you raise a glass, remember, Iraq's ancient roots run deep. Modern Iraq's greatest feature? Resilience. Decades of war, dictatorship, and conflict have tested the nation, yet Iraq endures. People rebuild, artists create, and communities restore what was lost. Efforts to protect heritage sites and revive culture are everywhere. The world's oldest civilization is still writing its story. Iraq's spirit is unbreakable. It's not just about surviving, it's about hope, rebuilding, and moving forward. That's the real legacy. That's 10 incredible facts about Iraq, so much more than headlines. Which fact surprised you most? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe for more. Bonus, Iraqi cuisine is amazing. Maskoof, dolma, and more. Want a video on that? Tell us. Thanks for watching and stay curious. Share this with a friend and check out our other videos. Until next time.